Clotheslines is a story about Grady, a high school janitor who lives in a trailer next to the quarry in an unnamed town, in an unnamed location. And he has a fetish for women's undergarments, specifically the slip. He goes to JCPenney's to purchase one, or at least to feel one, and ends up inadvertently shoplifting it and meets a woman there and strikes up a romantic relationship of sorts with her. And it ends with her sort of confession. He comes out in the slip, he confesses, she takes off her clothes and she's wearing men's undergarments, and basically it's actually kind of a love story with people who are a little different than I guess the normal love story characters. Grady, I had a head start on because he is a character I dealt with in a previous story I wrote, but actually he is, it's his body. He's dead. He dies before the story begins. But the character in that particular story, excuse me, finds him and proceeds to bury him. And actually that character is based on one of the first stories I ever wrote for my undergraduate classes, and it's I've been working with him for a while now, so I did definitely have a head start with Grady. Also, just for it kind of helps to figure out what you're looking at in your head as far as just physical stuff from their emotional makeup to who they are as a character. And I remember, part of what brought the story about was years and years ago. I was with somebody at a JCPenney, and I saw an old man with a big belly and a big beard. Must have been looked like a mechanic because he had grease stains on his arms and hands, and was wearing overalls. And he had draped over his arm 5 or 6 camisoles and slips and house coats, and he was just in the women's section, just touching them, feeling them, and they were huge. I have to assume they were for him, or he had a very large wife at home who could not shop for herself. But I've always remembered that. Never, I didn't hear him speak. We didn't speak to him, but those little things. That's the seeds of the story. So Grady is just somebody that I've probably been writing around for a long time. I finally wrote him down, so I got lucky. I've been writing seriously for maybe 2-3 years. I did major in it in college, but that's not serious. Whew, man, was I happy, because of course you want to be first, right? You want to, especially if you play second in the same thing the year before, you're like, oh, I got to come in first this year. I'm going to lose some face. But the other 2 stories from this year were really good. They were really strong stories. So I felt really honored to have one. What's next? I don't quite know. I did just get a story accepted at a journal in Minnesota, and I'm hoping that I'll end up at a master's program this coming fall for creative writing. But we'll see.